That doesn't mean you're gonna reciprocate. You know what
Benfica Podcast is one of the founding members of Benfica Independent. Benfica Independent is an independent platform made by fans for fans, and in it you can find opinion articles, podcasts, including ours truly, and also modalidades, if you will. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/Benfica Independent, where you can get merch, you can sign to get exclusive content, and share your Benfiquismo.
Ser benfiquista é uma crença. É uma religião muito grande. A adesão um culto. Que é liberado, que é crer, que é mental, que é o caráter das pessoas.
Calma de quem é grande, maior que os maiores.
É uma paixão com a explicação.
Eu não consigo explicar o que é ser do Benfica. Eu sinto o que é ser do Benfica. É de facto uma paixão. E as paixões são assim, vivem-se assim intensamente.
Aqui não há nenhuma razão. É paixão, paixão, paixão.
Ser Benfica. Até à morte.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Talking to the Doll Benfica Podcast. My name is Alfredo Fumaças, with you always every week, bringing you the latest on Benfica. With me, as always, Cristiano Oliveira. Cristiano, como é que é, amigo? Tudo bem?
Como é que é, malta? Tudo bem? Tudo rijo? Alfredo, estás bem hoje? Ok, pá.
Tudo bem, man.
We're down.
Just the thought of there's only 3 games left. It's got me excited.
So that means we have, including today, 4 more podcasts for this magnificent
At least.
2022 season. At least, what, we're going to do more?
At least 4.
Might not falar, pá, unless JJ's coming back.
And,
He's not coming back? So
I don't think so.
so
I
no
don't think so.
surprise podcast on that.
No, but
on the
yeah,
agenda.
we'll have 3 plus the one, the buy, sell, or keep, right?
Oh, so
No,
4 more and 5, including today.
loan, sell, or keep.
Tudo Polish.
Yeah. When we're done with that segment, there won't be any players left.
You know how us here in North America, I don't know about Europe, so I apologize, but in North America, you got Mega Lixo Grande, the big garbage day.
Yeah.
All right, once a month or
The big garbage.
As Aquila and the truck comes and they pick everything up. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the whole roster. Tudo lá fora.
Yeah.
Shout Laura.
It's
Well,
not going to be
but-
pretty, man.
Not Darwin though. We gotta cash in on that.
It's not going to be pretty.
No, it's not.
Well,
But-
Darwin might be a sell, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Because
But
if
you
we need to supplement,
But that's why you can't throw them in the garbage. You gotta cash in that ticket before you throw out the garbage.
well, the thing is that you're going to get rid of so many players that you're going to need money to replace those players. So the thing is that we're going to need Darwin.
I don't
We're going to
know,
need
Alfredo.
Darwin to supplement that
Don't
those
say it,
acquisitions.
I don't know because all the rumors lately, the French, the whatever, the left back that plays in France, but these are all guys, they're on the free. So I don't know if we're gonna need money after all. É uma vergonha, bro. We're looking to sign players that are free, that are out of contract with other. There's a reason why they're out of contract, ladies and gentlemen. But what que eu sei? Man, say nada, nada disso.
Yeah, there's you know, that rumor mill has already started, so we know how many guys are going to be attached to Benfica that are not really going to come
I have a
together.
quick fix for that though.
What's that?
Just throw everybody in the garbage except Darwin. Now we gotta cash in. Throw everybody in the garbage and just promote the U19 team, who had a phenomenal. Finally, Benfica has finally
Don't
won.
get people excited.
It's a fact. Benfica's finally won a European
Yeah, but
Cup.
you're just saying let's use the U19. I know that's not you. I
Was
know
that
that's
even
not
it?
you talking.
Wait, where are the Freddies at? We have anybody in the chat?
Yeah, the Freddies are here. Sheik Marceline was the first
What's
one to
up,
get
Freddy?
here.
We gotta say hello to the Freddies. No Dave.
Yeah,
today.
was wait-
Dave decided to ditch us
that's right.
to go watch baseball.
Dave's watching the Blue
baseball.
Jays.
I mean,
That's
if it
right.
was the Yankees, Ellie, but the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, I mean, for
Hey,
Christ's
when you
sake.
live in Canada, that's your Yankees, the Blue Jays.
It is. But Dave, I miss you, brother. Hope you're having fun. And for today only, right? Let's go Blue Jays. Because anytime anybody plays the Red Sox, so let's go Blue Jays. But welcome to all the Freddy. I was gonna say all the Chic. Welcome to all the Freddies.
Yeah, we got Furioso Boxing. Chico Marcelino, Hugo Brito, José Araújo, Timo. Same guys and some other guys. What's going on?
I don't know.
What are we doing here?
You're by yourself, bro. You can
Am I-
see. You can see my
I'm by
ear.
myself.
You can see my ear.
What's going on over here?
I don't know. Check, guys. Is the video of Freddy's?
Obviously not. What about now? I just changed it. See if it changes back.
Boys, we can't see
Oh, there we go.
Cristiano. Yeah, that's what he
There's
said.
Cristiano's here. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you're right. But what the fuck? Yeah. Wait. Ah, man, I need my JJ face.
You need your JJ.
Oh, there I
face.
am. I'm in there. Hola, Chico. Thank you for pointing it out. You're the only one, bro. You get a Benfica podcast signed T-shirt for being the only guy that actually wants to see me on frame. But yeah, Alfredo.
Yeah,
Who
so-
else is here? Hugo Brito. Hugo, how much you think? Epa, devagarinho. Who else? Let's see. Today we're gonna do a little something different. How about that? I know it's you run the show, but today I wanna dictate.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Today, rather than talk about the thrilling encounter on Saturday at the Stadio de Luz, I say we just kick back and let's listen to the Freddies. Put up your questions.
Yeah.
Let's go. Chic Marcelino, my man's always ready. Hugo Brito, we're going to get to you. José Araújo. Como é que é, pá? Boas noites.
Let's-
Desde Virginia. É, pá, Virginia. Yeah, I'm going to go to Virginia next Friday, by the way. Queres comprar café?
I'm gonna be in Virginia middle of May, Alexandria.
Am
So
I going to Alexandria? I don't know
No,
where the hell
you're
I'm
not.
going. You're back to being alone.
Hugo Burrito, I'm back to be alone here, but on YouTube, both of us. It's so strange. just throw a little bit of a loop for us.
Epa, o nosso producer
The producer's not here. We're screwed.
anda na Casa dos Mortos acting like he's setting up a film piece in Norway. Doesn't come support us on it. Pois é, isto é tudo amartelado. Sabes como é que é?
Hugo Burrito's asking, how much do you guys think Darwin will actually sell for? I think that nothing under 80.
Nah, aquilo vai ser. I would say Darwin. Mas espera aí, é o Darwin deste ano ou do ano passado? Fazia chorar.
No,
It's got to be this year.
cheers.
This year.
Fazer chorar. Agora também faz chorar.
Olha, producer saying I'm listening, seu caralho. Epa, instead of being here and working, you're listening. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
he's
You could have been here listening. Epa, Darwin's gonna go, I say, north of 90.
Yeah. I think maybe 80 with some objectives or some trade. Let's think this through, right? I've read a couple things. I've read on ESPN or Bleacher Report, whatever, that they were saying that Liverpool's already tied him up.
It was Sports Illustrated.
Sports
Illustrated is
Illustrated.
the one that put out that rumor. It wasn't me that gave it to him, guys, just so you know.
Yeah, I think that maybe we're gonna be smart, sell Darwin, and maybe grab a player.
I know. Look here. You mean an exchange? So you're gonna get like kind of. So for those of you at home wondering what the hell Alfredo's trying to say, I'll piece it together. Think of Ruben Diaz plus another guy, like that kind of like that type of deal. Where we got Otamendi, but then they said we bought 15 million, which was all BS.
We could even go further back. When we got Matic,
No.
we got on the David Luiz.
But don't go to
deal.
any of the Simon Sabros, the Atletico, because
No,
I'm still
no
yet
deals-
to see those
no
players.
deals with Athletic.
Remember, Atletico,
No-
two
no-
players to be named later. When they meant later, guys, they weren't messing around. They meant later because it's been years.
Yeah, I'm thinking 80 and above.
Yeah, I mean for sure. I think it's going to be.
Nothing less.
I say north of 90. They're going to get north of 90. It depends what club he's going to go to, but I don't think Benfica is going to want players in return because I think Benfica is going to want to maximize the value. They're going to want to maximize their buck. So in order to get the most money, you don't take back players. So
yeah,
that's,
but
that's what I think.
if the talent is there,
Yeah, but again, it's not just about the talent. It's about Benfica, I think, really, because look, it's going to be another year without any connection domestically, right? It's going to be another year that we have to, go through the whole playoff system of Champions League and whatever. So there's no guarantees that you're even going to make it to the Champions League, right?
absolutely not.
Exactly. So therefore, Alfredo, they're going to want, os livros, they got to equilibrate out of the books.
Yeah.
The money. So I think Benfica, look, obviously, if, Liverpool wants to sit there and offer you, I'm just being facetious, but Mo Salah plus 50, you're not going to say no, right? But obviously that's not going to happen. So I think Benfica is going to want to maximize their value because they need that money to balance their books as well. Remember that. That's
Yeah,
big. So
I get that.
and look, the question is, we're privileged. We speak to a lot of Benfica fans, around the world, and it's a highlight for us. I absolutely
Yeah.
adore it. But one
Yeah.
thing is, you get very different opinions and views from different people. And one of the opinions that we've gotten lately is, from a group of friends of ours, and like you get somebody like João Gonçalves, right, part of the Benfica FM.
Yep.
In one of the groups, he's always saying, no, Benfica should sell everybody that they have to, everybody on the roster but Darwin. Keep Darwin, maximize his potential, let him go to the World Cup, and then get their value even higher. And he's not crazy about that. I don't think he's absolutely crazy about that. But here's the problem. I think Benfica right now has a ticket that is ready to be cashed in, right?
Yeah.
Darwin is a guy that last year picked up a knee injury, right? He didn't have the best of seasons last year. Right now, I think he's at the top of his game. I think his value is maxed out. Could you possibly, make him look even better and possibly make an additional 10 million the following year? But is it worth the gamble? Is it worth the risk? I think right now you take the money because, again, he's already picked up a knee injury. So who's to say he doesn't pick up another one, a more severe one, and then we get another Montoras on our hands?
He drop and his value drops
Absolutely.
dramatically.
So look, I don't think João was crazy, but I think right now that ticket's ready to be cashed in. You just cash
Yeah.
it in, bro.
And
cash it in.
I agree with you with the fact that we have to balance the books. But I am somewhat worried in terms of attracting talent because there's a lot of players that will look to play in Europe. And if Benfica is not going to be in the Champions League, remember, we have to play 2 games before we can make it into the group stage. If we finish the way we are now, I'm not worried about so much second place, but I'm a little bit worried about the fact that we got Braga on our tail. There's 9 games left, and 9 games. There's 9 points left to dispute, and they're obviously, and Braga is 9 points away from us. But I think we'll secure 3rd place. But there's a lot of times that you see some hesitation in terms of players, on whether or not they should sign for a club that is not guaranteed to be in Europe.
Well, those players are the guys that you want to play.
Those are the players
the guys
that you want.
the big difference maker guys. Now,
Right.
there's plenty of other guys. Somebody asked about Al Musrati. Look, I wish Benfica would
All
do
day.
everything they can to go after a guy like that. So a guy, Al Musrati Braga, he's a guy that we know that you pencil him into the starting lineup and he's going to give you 30, 35 games, whatever, at maximum effort. He's going to do his job. We all know that he's going to have an easy time adapting to the Portuguese football. He's been there. He's lived it. So I think that is a perfect signing. So that type of guy you can get. So I'm not trying to shit on him. Yeah, obviously he's a guy that we all want. But I'm talking about the big names, the sexy names on the paper, the guys that are going to sell tickets, the guys that are going to put butts in the seats.
But guys that are just come straight up starters.
Yeah, those guys
not even going to be fighting for positions.
Yeah.
They're good enough to make the team and make it an immediate impact.
Yeah, and those guys are going to be the interesting.
Magnitude. We got the guys with the weirdest names. Magnitude, Reigning Entertainment, Barbarossa. Magnitude is asking if you would take 80 mil plus Samikas. Would it be a good deal for Darwin? Yeah,
I mean, obviously, look, that's right. I said north of 90, and that wasn't including any players. So I think 80 plus Samikas. I think it's a good deal. I think Benfica would absolutely take it. But I do think Benfica is going to try to maximize and push as close to 100 as possible. That's what I think.
I believe so.
22 years old, tore up the Champions League, scored in every single game. Every single game, meaning against the big clubs, right? He's a guy that right now his stock has risen to an unbelievable height. I think Benfica will do everything they can. And you guys see my boy Boris saying 50. Boris, that's passado, pa. 50 nem putarap, pa. Nem 60 putarap. No, I'm joking. But no, I think it's gonna be closer to 100. And you'll see. I've been told it's around those numbers.
Yeah, I think 80, not less than 80 for sure.
Fabs, good morning, pa.
Yep.
Cesar, okay.
Yeah, but the thing is that I think that Benfica isn't in such a dire need to balance the books because they've had a good Champions League campaign and they got the big
Yeah, but
golden
they ain't,
goose egg.
no, not really though.
So they
Alfredo.
won't have to sell a lot of players to balance the books.
No, unfortunately, that's in the perfect world. But unfortunately, you'd be mistaken. Believe it or not, all you made is an additional 10 million for making it to the next round, right? You
No.
don't, yeah, you do. That's all it was.
60, I think.
No,
it was
60 plus
above-
another 10. Yes, but you don't make that big bucks television wise. That's what I'm talking. So you have a team like Villarreal, who are still in it, right? But let's just say Villarreal got knocked out at the same phase at the quarterfinal. Let's say they lost to Bayern Munich. They obviously beat them. Congratulations to them. They moved on. But let's just say, let's play this through. Let's say they had lost, right? They made it as far as Benfica did. They'll get like 30 or 40 million more than Benfica would have gotten because of the TV deal.
Right.
That's what I'm talking. So when you're thinking about the big bucks, the big bonanza, Benfica isn't getting that, unfortunately, because Portuguese teams, they're coming in as the sixth.
But in terms of
league and
the purse that we've gotten from Champions League play, this is the most we've gotten probably in a while, right? Because the prices have gone up,
Yes, 100%.
right? And even though we've made it to the round of 8,
and now victories went from being 1.5 mil to 3 mil, draws from 800, 700 to 1.5. So I mean, they've made a lot more money than they made in previous Champions Leagues, without a shadow of a doubt. But now, Alfredo, I don't think it's enough to balance the books. I do think Benfica still needs
it's not. And I'm not saying it's enough to balance the books, but you won't have to sell as many players. If you sell Darwin with the Champions League money, you're not that in bad of a position.
You're not.
And then you got Grimaldo money also coming in.
That's going to be like 15 mil.
Still money.
10 to 15 mil.
Still money.
He's gone already.
And it's money that, Grimaldo's a done deal from what we hear.
Yeah, it's a done deal. Look, here's the thing. It depends how much and what promises they've made the new coach. And it depends what the new coach
is going to want.
Looks at and says, okay, I'll keep it. Look, I think if our producer was ever to show up, right, to our studio, we'd ask our producer to email Roger Schmidt and say he could come and sit with us on that episode, Buy, Keep, Sell, because he'd be a perfect guest.
He sure would.
Roger, what's up? Buy, Keep, Sell.
But then he would just give too much. But I kind of see Schmidt as a contractor that you have come over your house and look at a couple rooms and said, I need to remodel this. And you're thinking it's not going to be a lot. And then he looks at it. Well, we got to tear this shit down. This got to go to the studs. This shit's leaning. There's water damage. There's a lot of mold. I'm sorry, but the 10,000 that you were budgeted, you're more like 50,000 now. So
10,000
So we have to we have cognizant, like Cristiano said, we don't know, but if you bring in a coach, right, you want to give him the best conditions that he can to succeed. And granted, the first year is always tough, different language, different football, different league. The first year is always going to be tough for Roger Schmidt, but he needs eggs to make omelet.
Normalmente. now you got all these fake foods. No sabe. But yeah, normally in my world, you need eggs to make omelets.
Yeah, we don't know. I'm sure he's already looked at the roster and he said, I need at least this guy for this position, or I need a guy for this position, a guy for this position. I need another guy for this position. And trust me, that list is going to be long.
It is. And for those of you that are listening, make sure you tune in to Buy, Keep, and Sell or Loan, right? Buy, Keep, and Sell, Loan. But this is, one of those topics for the conversation later on, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But yeah, I think that there are very few guys, let's just say regulars. There are very few regulars from this season who are going to play a huge role next season. And there's a possibility. You mentioned, Grimaldo. You didn't even mention Rafa, the possibility of Rafa. What's his situation?
I didn't mention it because I don't want to jinx it. Because I really hope it happens.
Because the one thing about Rafa is this. What is he, 27 already or something like that? Benfica, the possibility of Benfica, cashing in that ticket, the window is closing.
Yeah.
The window's closing on Rafa.
And they're not going to get as much money as they think because of his age.
Not just that, but he's never really evolved into what we all expected him to be.
no European experience in
He's
terms
never
of playing
really gotten
abroad.
to that level because of his consistency. The dude, when he's on, he's a phenomenal player at Benfica. But then he goes through huge stretches of the season where he goes absolutely, I don't know, he goes pa praia. I don't know. He goes to takes walks on the beach with
What is the dog?
Vieira. No, Vieira. Remember, he went to walks, him and Rui Vitoria. Those guys. Maybe that's what he's doing with his time. But due to the fact that he's never really hit the heights that we all expected him to, I mean, this summer might be the last chance that Benfica really has to get anything of 20, 25 mil from him. They spent 16.
Yeah.
Right. And he's been around for a while. He's obviously had a hand in a lot of success. But I just think that due to his inconsistency, you see the guy, we talked about it on the podcast. He's never happy. There's got to be a message behind that.
He would have been snapped by now. I mean, the amount of guys that scout Benfica games, he would have been snapped by now if they knew that there was a guy, more of a complete package there. And I think that unfortunately Rafa is a one-trick pony. Is a guy that's speedy. He's got explosiveness off the dribble, but when he goes into that final third, his decisions aren't the best.
Yeah. Well, this season, at the beginning of the season, he actually put those decisions together, which left us all shocked here. Like, what? Yo, who is this player? He did. So again, that's another player that we have to take into consideration. Vlaco Dean was another guy. If you get 10, 15 mil for him, so it just depends on how many guys they're going to want to sell.
Yeah, Brun Bars is asking how much is Grimmy going for.
I just told you 10 to 15.
Yeah, I
10 to 15,
agree
something
with
like that because
Mm.
I think his contract expires after next season.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I don't think they have much leverage there. So he's gone.
He's probably making a nice buck also because
yeah.
he's been there for a bit.
Yeah. Anything? I wanted to answer to Boris. Boris was asking about how much did Porto sell Diaz to Liverpool.
Well, I didn't want to answer that.
It was 60 mil, but then after all commissions, whatever, Porto got like 25 or 30 mil. I'm being serious. I'm not even joking. After
Porto got a bag of balls.
Porto didn't make it. I think it was 60 mil, and then after commissions, if they were lucky if they made even half.
Yeah, Porto got a bag of balls and some New Balance gear from Liverpool.
Hey, and credit to him. He's gone there. He's adapted well. And he had a phenomenal. And it's, obviously we don't talk about that club here on the podcast and we don't like to praise him a lot. But the dude this year was at another level, bro. Even with the national team.
He was
clearly stepped it up. And he was clearly the best player in Portugal the first
Definitely.
half of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, without a shadow of a doubt.
For sure.
And so, we talk about us dealing with COVIDs and dealing with this and dealing with injuries, and they lost their best player. And I can't say the best player is the referee normally, but they lost a very important player, and somehow, some way, they're still up there. So Benfica just needs to get their ship together.
Oh yeah, more than the ship.
Let's take some more questions here from the Freddies. Freddies, those of you that are tuning in right now, Alfredo and I made the technical decision, administrative decision here on the podcast today to look, rather than us bore you with Famalicão stats.
We'll still talk a little bit.
Yeah, we tied 0-0. Nice. Okay, good.
But we want to have a little bit more interaction with.
We got shut out for the first time in I don't know how many years, or months, or weeks, and maybe now people could stop harassing me on Twitter and social media about bringing back Nelson Verissimo. Maybe.
Jesus, man.
Yes.
How can you? How can you think that this man could possibly have a shot to continue at Benfica's helm? No chance.
We're taking questions. But look,
chance.
Stupid questions from people like Bruno Barros will just be ignored. All right.
Let's see. How much do you guys miss not having your producer in studio?
Obviously, not a lot because we're still doing it.
Yeah, not missing. Shows going on.
Yeah.
Even though on the screen there's one angle and then on YouTube there's another angle.
Hey, we don't know what's going on, but it's working. All right.
It's working. The sound's good.
We're on here.
The sound's good. That's all that matters.
That's
all that matters. But anyway, we'll get into more questions as they come through. We really don't need to talk about Famalicão. But we can for a little bit.
The gynecologist just showed up.
Carlos,
the
doctor.
Carlos wants to promote the whole team. U19, U17.
We'll get there. I haven't even mentioned what's on tap.
We won the game. That's what I was trying to say to you.
Famalicão.
No, but before that, I just wanted to say we broke the spell, bro. Hopefully this now.
You don't seriously believe that shit, do you?
What, the spell?
Yeah.
Bro, to my count, it's 9 European finals lost in a row when you include Europa League.
I don't think such thing exists.
83, 87,
there's proof,
90.
but there's
And then
proof.
there's 2 previous to that.
There's a letter from
5
Goodman saying that he was joking, that he hopes that Benfica wins a lot of titles
See.
afterwards.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I
Like, yo, I didn't mean
don't-
to punch you in the face. I was
I don't-
joking. But then you got a black eye. Like, I can't take it back. Bro, it's 9 European finals when you include Europa League and Champions League. 9 since the guy threw out that gibberish. You think it was just we sucks?
Yeah.
I mean, we outplayed Chelsea and we lost in the late winter by Ivanovic, I think was his name. I forget his name now. No,
Ivanovic.
Ivanovic header on a corner kick. Nelson Veríssimo wasn't our special teams coach then, was he?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say the guys have been good for a long time. Then the next year we absolutely
Yeah.
demolished Sevilla.
Yeah.
And Beto was like the dude standing on top of the 6, and the referee
It was
some
a
way
referee
somehow.
curse, not a Bello Gutman curse.
No, it's Gutman. Who guys?
Gutman was behind him, pushing him.
I think Bella has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
So there's something, bro. We sold our soul to the devil at some point. It has to be. It can't 9 in a row, bro.
But
I don't believe in like it's a coincidence.
I was actually listening to FM today. I usually don't listen to FM until after our podcast, but I was listening to FM, and Baquero had brought a good point that the Red Sox had the Babe Ruth curse at some point, and they broke it.
The GOAT. No, the GOAT.
It was-
Billy the GOAT was the Chicago Cubs. Yeah, the Reds. It took them like 80. It took them a while.
Well,
It took them a
60. We're 80. We're 80 in. From
No.
the 60s, we're 8. No,
No,
four-
but that's students are
60.
60, bro. Tu estás fudido.
No, look, I think that
I want to.
we'll talk about the kids in a little
I
bit.
want to believe it. I want to believe the fact
I
that
don't
we-
want to believe it.
because look, we lost it at the senior level. This is our 4th trip to the finals. We lost 3 previous times. We took a monkey off our back. This was the end of the
Yeah,
spell.
the thing is that
This was it.
once we make it that far, and let's say we make it to the finals, now it's a point of conversation. Now the curse, and heading into the game, and in the players' minds, and I know that's probably not
Bro,
something
half of
heavily.
these players aren't Benfiquistas. They don't even
They
know.
don't
anything
even know
about that.
Bella Gutman is.
You think Luizão's taking them around? Que cara, tá vendo aqui essa Copa? Faz tempo, cara. Tá aí curse em cima da gente.
Tá aí um-
Tem curse.
It was a
Um
curse.
spell.
We
Tem um spell.
we built tem voodoo.
Um spell em
Voodoo.
cima da gente. There's a spell.
But we built a statue to the guy at one of the doors of the stadium.
What guy?
Gutman.
We didn't. Oh, we built a statue
Yeah.
inside. I thought you said to the
It's
door.
inside,
Yeah,
by
door
the
18.
when you go into the
he's sitting there and
stadium,
he's
yeah,
holding both of his
he's holding both.
He's-
Obviously,
For those of you why he's doing one of these.
yeah. Look, if you're a coach and you won back-to-back Champions League, obviously you deserve to be immortalized, in my opinion, right?
Especially when they're the only 2.
Exactly.
Ain't like we got any more.
It's taking more and more importance. But look, I think that we'll get into the kids in a little bit. But yeah, I don't personally believe in that. But magnitude is saying players that should be sold: Grimaldo, Rafa, Pizzi, Tarapt, André Almeida, and Seferovic, and more.
Who said that?
Magnitude.
Magnitude. I'm gonna put you in timeout, Magnitude.
Well,
No,
you
but
should know that.
not for the reasons that you're thinking.
Okay,
No,
then
seriously, not
go
for-
ahead.
Because in Magnitude, whatever you're smoking, brother, share some with me. Because if you think you're actually gonna get anything from André Almeida, that's some good shit you smoking.
Send André Almeida to Guimarães
It was gonna pay you for.
or Braga.
But, no, you can send them where, but who's gonna pay? You?
Send them away.
But that's not selling.
But send them away anyway.
It's like a throw-in.
Yeah, you pay half his salary.
Buy 2, take 1.
He's probably making a good buck
André,
in terms of his salary. He's not the highest player. I think Feigl is the highest. paid player.
André is
I've seen that list, but I don't recall where.
André's kicking around a milli.
I don't recall where Almeida was.
A milli for him.
I agree, man. Grimaldo. We know Grimaldo is going to be gone. Rafa has been talked about. PT. I don't know. I just don't think that Roger Smith is going to tolerate PT's attitude and approach.
He
and-
will leave for Brazil.
I don't know, but look, I think that Tarapt is a guy that divides a lot of opinions. But the truth of the matter is that Benfica currently on their roster, they don't have anybody with Tarap's qualities in terms of pushing the
You'll
ball,
find
in
someone.
terms of finding a lane or a pass that other people don't see it. Andre Almeida, I don't know, man. We have to get a good right back. I'll take a good right back and Gilberto as the reserve rather than Andre Almeida. Diogo Gonçalves can go. Lazaro can go. Who else? Who else played right back for us this year?
Lazaro,
Yeah, Lazaro.
Radonjic,
Radonjic, yeah, he
whatever his
played.
name is.
Andre
played
Almeida
once.
can go. Seferovic can go. Seferovic was ready to
Uh,
go a couple seasons
In
ago. I don't know why.
in terms of Tarap, I do think the new. I mean, you have to get younger at that position. And forget about younger. You have to fortify that because we currently don't have a player to serve that role, and especially when you're trying to play, a 4-4-2, or you need a playmaking midfielder. You really don't have that type of guy on the roster. So I do think that's one of the key positions that they will try to fortify. Now, I think Tarap could very well be playing in the MLS next season.
I think
I think he will.
that's the only move where we would.
I
see
just don't
Tarap,
understand. I will
Tarap
never.
go.
I don't want to talk about Tarap anymore. I've talked about him for 5 years now. Been his biggest cheerleader, and a lot of times I do it messing around with you guys, but a lot of times, I do feel that he does get some undeserved criticism. I think he gets judged unlike any other player on the roster. But he's got his obviously he's got his positives, right? And he's got his faults as well.
Yeah,
But I think over the last couple of years, he's not really played in a position where he's most comfortable. And I think I tip my cap to a guy like that who has been his whole career play that in a free role, play up top, don't track back. And all of a sudden, you can criticize Adel Tarap for many things, but you can't criticize him for his work ethic on the field. And when I see other players on the field getting standing ovations from the crowd and you guys on the Twitter world and social media world, applauding the other guys for running all day and the effort that they put in, and then you totally ignore that when Adel Tarap puts in the shift. And I just think it's selective. I think, you guys are being unfair. And I'm a guy that's come on this podcast over the years, and I've ragged on a lot of guys. I've also praised a lot of guys. But even the guys that I've ragged on, when they do well, they do well.
yeah.
I'd say, hey, look, I'm not a Darwin guy. Never been a Darwin guy since day one. I'm happy as hell that he's doing his thing, and I don't come here and tell you, well, yeah, he scores 2 goals, but look, the guy completed 2 out of 15 passes. He still turns the ball over way too much. He had another 3 sitters. I mean, I can pinpoint all that, but I choose not to do it because, look, let's look at the positives, where I feel that a lot of people just don't, regardless of what the guy does, they don't even mention him.
No,
They don't even mention him.
no. I agree with you. I agree with you.
And so I think that's unfair.
Do you, Jose was just asking, do you guys think we should bring Jota back from Celtic? I don't know if we can, man.
It's not. They have a buy. They have an option.
They have
A $7.5 million option at the end of the season.
And here's what I read today: that Fulham is interested in him. But here's what Celtic is going to do.
They'll do what Roma did with Brian Cristante. They trigger the option. No, Atalanta. I'm sorry. It was Atalanta. Yeah, Atalanta triggered the option to Brian Cristante for like $4.5 million, and then wound up turning around, selling him for $30 million to Roma.
And that's what happened.
That's what's going to happen.
To much of the dismay of Celtic fans.
You know who didn't that happen with?
Who?
Thiago Dantas.
Thiago Dantas doesn't have a clause.
No, he did it. They returned him. Remember when he went to Bayern Munich? Everybody
was. I think he was a pet project.
He's still being a pet project. But credit to him, he grabbed his
He plays for Tondela.
His Berlin to the Sportingistas.
Yeah, he plays at Tondela, and that's where you need to kind of evolve.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't think it's up. Like Chris said, I don't think it's up to Benfica
Jovic too, like Fabs mentioned with Frankfurt, whatever. I can never pronounce.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Another one. They had a very low clause. They picked it up, just said thank you very much, and then turned around and sold him for a boatload of money to Madrid. So yeah, I think Jota is. I don't even consider Jota. To me, he's not even on my list.
He's lost when we added that clause.
That's what I mean.
Lost him.
That's what I mean. I don't think he. Not really. I mean, Alfred, there's been plenty of guys that Benfica have loaned out over the years, and they've become flops. You know what I mean? So this is a guy that went to Valladolid and had a tough time getting on the field, Benfica is just at the time like, look, he's got all the talent in the world, but some way, somehow, he's not able to put it together. And they figured it just, 7.5 is good. But now he's having a really good season. But for those of you that are going Google Gaga, remember also, it's in a very, very, being kind, subpar league too. Calminha.
Yeah, that's a 2-horse race. At least in Portugal, there's 3.
Woohoo!
3.
Well, no, there's only one, bro.
Boris,
Yeah,
Boris saying that Andre Almeida won't be sold. He will leave for Verzin for free. Fabs is saying we can pay another team to take Almeida. That would be good business. I agree.
So wait, but that doesn't. What was it? Magnitude said sell.
Yeah,
now we're paying.
I don't think we could sell him though.
Temos a comprar. Temos a comprar alguém para levar.
Yeah. Boris is also saying Seferovic got worse when JJ arrived. Was he any good to start?
Who's Seferovic?
Yeah.
Yeah, Seferovic was nice. I thought Benfica should have sold him after the Euro. Well, we thought they should have sold him 4 years ago when he scored 30 after the João Felix combination, remember? And they did it.
Cesar saying, good day, mate.
Hey, mate.
Right back next year will be Tomás Tavares and Godberto or Gilberto Carlos or whatever you call him.
Oh, TT.
He's doing good.
He's at Famalicão.
No, he's at
Portimonense.
Farense.
Oh, it's close.
No, wait, is he in Spain?
No, he's back in Portugal.
He's back in Portugal?
I'm pretty sure he's back in Portugal.
Cesar, where is he at?
Back in Portugal, bro.
But he's playing. He's
back in Portugal. I think
no, he's at I want to say he's in Switzerland. Fuck.
Basel. No falas do Basel.
He's at Basel. He's at
Basel?
Yeah, I think that's where he is. And he's been a regular. He's had a decent consistent season.
Why was I thinking? Who am I thinking about? Why was I thinking he was in Portugal still?
He was at Farense at some point.
He was at Alaves last year.
And then he went to Farense halfway through the season.
Oh, okay. So
and
then
now
that's why...
he ended up in Switzerland.
Okay. That's why I keep thinking.
How is that Nuno Tavares is doing great at Arsenal?
I don't know about doing great, bro. He scored a goal last week, but they wanted him off the field. They can't stand that guy. We were on one of those Arsenal podcasts last year.
Yeah.
And so I stayed in contact with those guys, and they called me all like, "Hey, what do you think about this guy?" Like, "Hey, man, he's awesome. Take him. Make sure you tell your club to take." I mean, look, he's one of those guys that's got the physical tools. But sometimes he was horrendous.
I don't know if I could
They beat Man United. He scored a goal and he was horrendous. Figure that one out.
I don't know if I could get past him. The video of him tonguing with the dog.
He said it was.
I thought to me that wasn't him. It was over. It wasn't him. But anyway,
that's what they said. So Tomás Tavares will be back next year, huh?
Yeah,
I think so. I don't know.
We rushed them into the first team.
See. Playing
that kid went right from the juniors into the A team.
He played like 12 games, I think, with the U19s or some B team or something like that. Yeah. And one thing, and for those of you that have just been listening to us lately, one thing we used to talk about a lot. This goes back to 2015 when you and I were at the Seixal, and we had a chance to speak to the coach at the time, Elder Cristóvão, whatever his name is, Cristóvão, whatever.
Yep.
Remember Benfica, former Benfica center back, national team player, Benfica captain, I believe, at one time, and he was the coach then, and he's told us this, and it's funny because like a week later he did a big interview on one of the TV channels, talking about what it's like to develop Benfica players, and what is it that players need to do, and in order to get for Benfica before they deem them ready to play for the next the main squad, yada yada yada. And he told us in the interview as well.
Minimum.
They had a minimum
80 games.
Of 80 games or something, like 60 or 80 games. I forget what it is now.
Minimum.
Before the guys are ready to play on the main club. And then you fast forward a couple years later and you got guys making a jump after like 10 games. And then we're all wondering why they're not ready. I mean, I wasn't, but a lot of people were wondering. And that was the year that Benfica was going for the Penta.
Yeah.
And we sold Lindelof, we sold Ederson, Mitroglou,
and there was a disinvestment.
Who's the other guy? Smith?
No. Lindelof. Lindelof, Ederson, Smith.
Mitroglou. Oh, Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Já, pá.
They were all gone. Anyway,
Yeah, pá.
real quick on Famalicão. Famalicão needing the points, playing the lower block. Benfica having a hard time all season beating the lower block, and it's amazing that after a whole season you still can't beat teams that play in the lower block, which is going to be 80% of the teams that you face in the Portuguese
80.
league.
You're being kind.
87.5. All right,
Okay.
sorry.
All right.
But it just like I don't know. It was just depressing. I think the players have kind of phoned it in. Obviously, they're going to get up for the Sporting game. Hopefully, they'll get up for the Porto game, because last thing I want is Porto to be celebrating Estádio da Luz. But Famalicão,
Porto
there's
will
no
clinch.
excuse.
Porto plays at home next game. They'll clinch before they come.
Well, Sporting needs to lose points for them to clinch next.
Oh yeah,
next-
because they lost now.
they got there's
Oh yeah, I
six,
forgot. I don't even
point
pay
difference.
attention anyway. Yeah, they lost. I forgot.
6-point difference.
They lost, and then the little
Yeah.
Chihuahua was going.
Somebody
after the
was
referee.
asking me today if it was Dave de Oliveira, who's not with us. He was asking me if Porto had lost at Braga on purpose so they could celebrate at Saluj. Absolutely not.
I don't think so. If you've seen their reaction, well, they do
Yeah,
this
and
every
they-
time they lose. They go
Yeah.
nuts. They wanted to.
And
kill
there was
their-
the streak also.
Yeah, the streak was going on as well.
Visibility
I
streak,
don't
all of
believe in
that.
streak. I don't buy into that streak.
Yeah, you can thank a lot of referees for that streak. Yeah, I agree with Cesar, man. It's so frustrating to watch a game and the little touches to get into the box. Just shoot that goddamn ball, man.
Epá, as bolas agora hoje em dia tem mais ar, bro. And it hurts the foot when you kick
It hurts the foot. It's just, I don't know. It's so frustrating. But anyway,
We need a Isaías, bro. Shoot the from
oh,
everywhere, bro.
Ooh,
Shoot the
Isaías
shooter.
also. Oh, Bruno Cesar, right?
Says who shoot the shooter.
15 points lost at Stadio Luz this year. Amazing.
That's it. How many did Verissimo lose? Is it more than JJ already? We need stats. Yeah, Dave, man. Come on. Stop watching Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Hop on a
15 points lost at Stadio Luz. And when you look at that there's your explanation on why you're not more competitive in this league, or why you're not competing for a top spot. It's unacceptable at Stadio Luz. Stadio Luz used to be a fortress where you rarely gave up points. Very, very rarely did you give up points. But it is what it is, right?
Pa, the only thing that is I'm counting down the days to the end of the 21-22 season, bro. That's what I'm counting now.
Yeah. Yeah, Carlos is saying that there was a penalty that was uncalled. I got to be honest with you, Carlos.
For
I
who?
don't for
Benfica or
for
Porto?
Benfica.
Oh.
I don't think that's a penalty, and I'll tell you why. Because it comes off another player, and he's falling, and his hands are kind of down to brace his fall. But it's very, very tricky, and the fact that it comes off another player and then it ricochets off his arm is where the call was made. Because if it was a direct hit, then yes. But then again, we've seen those type of penalties being called at the Dragão, at the Alvalade, or any other places for where Sporting and Porto are playing. But in terms of the way I looked at it and the way I interpret it, I can't say 100% sure that was a penalty. So, what's everybody saying? If there was Porto, was a penalty, 100%. 100%. I agree with you guys. Both Porto and Sporting would have gotten that call.
Somebody earlier, Sheik Marcelin asked about Martin Neto renewing. I'm scrolling up. Yeah, I believe he'll renew.
Yeah.
Sheik. I think he'll be back.
Martin. Apparently, from what I read, was that was going to be a done deal already. That there was interest of another club, but he was committed to Benfica. That's what I read about Martin Neto. Have you guys seen that video or that picture of Martin Neto, him at the stands at the Seychelles next to a girl, and the girl has his hand on top of his bulge? You seen that picture?
What? No.
I'll show you too.
Don't show me. Show the people watching. Listen.
But yeah, look, I think that especially after this win, and I know that sometimes guys will get greedy in terms of the money that that they want. Here's a picture.
Yo, look at this Timo guy. How old is he? What is he, like 12?
He's young.
I know he's young.
There she is.
Jesus Christ. When was that? Recently?
No, that wasn't recently.
That's what I'm saying. That was a long time ago.
But yeah, I think this win in the Youth Champions League, a lot of agents are going to be basically rubbing their hands, knowing that their players just went up in value, and some guys will get greedy, especially when it comes to renewal time with Benfica. I mean, we've seen the stories with Umaru Balde, right? Umaru Balo.
Whatever. Umaru. I just call him Umaru.
There was a thing at some point with Thiago Dantas also that, there was an impasse on the renewal. So there's always things that happen, and usually, they get greedy, these agents. So let's talk about this Youth Champions League. 8 editions, 4 final appearances, and Benfica finally grabs.
They finally break the goose.
They finally break and what a way to break it, right?
Daquilo marcaram os golos a 6 finais todos 20 marcados.
But I actually went back, since we were going to talk about it.
Didn't we play Salzburg last year in the final?
We played Salzburg, I think 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And
I know we
lost
played
to
Salzburg at some point.
But I mean, the group stage, and if you guys are familiar with the Youth Champions League, what happens is teams get matched up in the same group as the senior teams. So
Timo's putting up some crazy stats. But go ahead, we'll get to Timo in a minute. Continue.
But Barca, Bayern, Kiev were in our group. We lost the first game 4-0 to Kiev, and then after that, we just rolled over people. 4-0 to Barca, 4-0 to Bayern, 2-0 on the away leg to Bayern, 3-0 to Barca, and we finished up the group 1-0 to Kiev. In the knockout round, we played Midtjylland 3-2. We beat them. Then we played Sporting 4-0. We beat Sporting in Alkshit. Then we played Juve in a semifinal 2-2. We ended up winning on penalty kicks, but I don't even think that we deserved to get that 2-2. But
we didn't deserve.
We didn't. I think that if
the red card really set us up.
Yeah, it set us up.
Yeah,
but we were playing a lot better than.
Of course,
Juve.
until the red card. If we hadn't gotten the red card, I think Benfica would have gone away with the nice comfortable win.
Yeah, and then the final 6-0. So overall, 29 goals for Benfica, 8 against.
Fantastic. Who's that coach? Promote him. Coach.
I don't even know.
I seen an interview today. He said, I read it in whatever. I read an article. He said that if se não é para dar continuação, isso não vale a pena fazer o que estamos
a fazer. And he's right. And look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's definitely talent. I think that there's a lot more talent in terms of a team than individual, as we have seen in previous generations. Right?
There's levels.
Right. There's levels.
And we can't, because you could play at this level doesn't necessarily mean you could look. A lot of these guys will be professional players.
Absolutely. Some of them, no.
Some of them play.
They'll be professional realtors.
No, most of these guys will all be pros at some point. But will they be pros at Benfica, or you'll be sent? Again, you're still a pro. There's no shame in that. But are you Benfica level? Even though you had a tremendous amount of success at the youth level, which is something that is not to sneeze at.
Right.
But again, you have to understand that just because Benfica has won the Champions League, that you're not going to get 8 or 9 or 10 of these guys on the main squad. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
If you get 3, já estás com muita sorte.
Yeah. No, look, the biggest thing is to put the kids through their paces, through their normal progression. Do not skip any steps. Obviously, there's kids on there that have exceptional talent. Yeah. The kid Moreira, Thiago Araújo, Tomás Araújo. Is it Tomás or Thiago Araújo?
Bro, you have guys like Florentino.
Henrique Araújo. Sorry, Tomás Araújo and Henrique
You,
Araújo.
you have Florentino who had tremendous success on the Benfica and the Portuguese national team. You had Jetson Fernandes. You have Jota, and then João Felix. Out of that whole group, the only guy that really stood out was João Felix.
And that has gone somewhere.
Forget gone. That's really actually done something in his career. The other guys are all going through their ups and downs. They still haven't established themselves anywhere.
Right.
Jetson had to go back on loan to a club, and that's my boy, but I don't even know the name of I don't even know the name of the club in Istanbul. The other guy Jota went to Valladolid, and now he's a Celtic, right? Florentino's at Getafe. You have so many guys from that generation that really haven't panned out. So, like I said to you before, if you get 2 or 3, it's already a good haul. Because as I said before, playing at Benfica is not for everybody. And that's the problem that Benfica suffered with over the last 5-6 years, which is they have players on this squad that don't have the caliber or the qualidad, the quality to wear a Benfica shirt. You want to tell me they're backups off the bench? But guys that start every single game, this is the result that we get. 3rd place. This is the result that we get. 15 points lost at home in one season, which is something unheard of at Benfica. There is a reason for this. It's not just coaching. Coaching has been very subpar, but it's players as well. Because a lot of times, players make a good coach look good. Just go ask Rui Vitória. All right? So, yeah, look, there's got to be a combination of everything.
Look,
I think they do need to make a better job. They do need to do a better job of when promoting these kids to develop them more than what they've done to these previous kids. That I will agree with.
You can't rush them. If you're not ready, you're not ready. Clearly, there's a couple guys. I think Diego Moreira. I think that he's extremely interesting player. Does he make the squad next year? I don't know, but he's probably going to be maybe a little bit too big for the B team. But I think the kid with the drag lodge that plays on the wing, the really
Moreira.
quick, yeah,
Moreira. That kid's got Ginga. But can he?
But he maybe he needs to play more time for the B team
on the B team. Because here's the thing, and I talked to you about this prior to the podcast, right? Which is, I have no doubt that some of these kids are going to get promoted. They will be, kind of like the Araújo, the Gonçalo Ramos, the what's the other kid? Paulo Bernardo. They'll be there. How much are they going to play? Gonçalo Ramos playing a lot now, but how much are they really going to play? The thing you have to keep in mind, Benfiquistas and Freddies and everyone listening, is, and I'm not telling you anything new here, right? We all know Benfica is going to go on 3 years without winning the Campeonato. Do they really have the luxury next year of, hey, let's just develop kids and lose another year, possibly lose another? Benfica is going to be under extreme pressure to turn this around. You can't keep this going where we're not winning titles, where we're not being competitive, where we're 15 points off the lead. It's just something that's not suitable for Benfica. And so you're going to come into this decision. You gotta make a decision one way or another. You're going to play kids or you want to win games. And at the time, look, unfortunately for a kid like Moreira, right, who's got all the tools, look, man, you just play on the B team. It's the equivalent of, you're still playing in the 2nd division, right? It's the equivalent of you maybe going to one of the smaller teams in the Portuguese league and playing 10 games. At least
you have better conditions.
And you're playing against men every single day.
And you have better conditions.
You don't invite the luxury of playing the kids.
No,
they got to win from day one.
Yeah, and
I say that all the time.
And let's not forget, Roger Smith's going to want to prove something. We'll get into some of Timo's stats. Benfica at home 10-3-3, away 11-2-2. What else was Timo saying here? Under JJ, 15 games. Let's see. Under JJ, 15 games played, 8 points lost. So,
with the other guy, 17 points lost.
Look, and at the time we kind of criticized it here. If you're gonna get rid of JJ, bring somebody in that could make an impact. I mean, we all knew what Maritimo was going to bring, and sure enough, I mean, aside from the European campaign that Benfica has had, Really, I don't think Veríssimo surprised a lot of people in what he brought to the team domestically.
Domestically,
Yeah.
he surprised a lot of people.
He didn't surprise. I mean,
No, he surprised the people that,
he didn't.
that some people thought he was
It
a
was
good
what he
coach.
was. Who you were expecting.
It's exactly what he was.
Domestically was what he was.
He was
what we were
exactly
expecting.
what he was the first time around when he came in for
Yeah.
Bruno Lage. That's who he was.
Yeah, look, I wasn't a big fan of JJ, as you guys know, but you know, let's show this one by Timo. Under Veríssimo, a 16 games played, 17 points lost.
That's a lot. I mean, Benfica goes seasons without losing 17 points.
That's
I mean,
that is just ridiculous. So,
I mean,
like I said,
that's 17 and 8, bro. Make the math. Miseria, 18 points.
I appreciate the European effort and how the team showed themselves in Europe, but domestically, man, was just, I think it was even more depressing than last year. So,
Was it last year? We had the built-in COVID excuse at least.
Yeah, at least last year.
At least you had that.
You know, whether or not you believed it or not, or you believed in the excuse or not, there was that excuse. But I think that this year was just it's just a miserable year from start to finish.
I'm telling you, I think Benfica is cursed. We need one of those bruxos. Come in and kill a Galo.
Miles, you already got the people on the payroll for that.
No, that's Porto. Porto has a guy on the payroll, not Benfica.
Yeah, Bruno Gil Rodriguez is saying Roger Schmidt will develop a lot of those kids. Hey, hopefully he does. But don't feel pressured to bring up a kid too quick because you're looking to make some money off that kid. If he deserves, Cristiano says this all the time. If you're good and you deserve a chance, regardless of your age, you're going to get that chance. Not, remember when we went to Turkey and we played with like 10 kids or whatever it was, and we actually
when Lage went into Turkey and Galatasaray, we
just
had an average age of like 23 years old at the time.
Yeah, and people said here we're putting those kids on the European window. That's what we're doing. And it wasn't.
But those kids actually gave result. And Benfica was able to overturn a 8-point deficit.
We
to
did,
Porto.
but then we
those guys actually.
No, that was the year after.
No, the year that Lage went into Galatasaray.
Was that the year that he won the championship?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. It was the year that they won the championship. Yeah.
Yeah, but look, like I said,
the year after, daquilo que foi tudo.
Roger Schmidt can very well be a guy with an eye for young talent and be a guy that develops young talent. But like I said, if they're not ready, man, don't force them. Don't force them.
You have to do a better job of evaluating kids. You can't just promote kids. You just like they have to do a better job of evaluating acquisitions. You can't just, close your eyes and throw a dart and hope to hit some. You have to make sure, because we can't afford to be playing players that aren't ready to play, whether they're young, old, whatever the case may be. Benfica next season, they need to get off the starting gate. And take off and never look back, man. They need to start from day one to win games, and they got to turn this around, because what's been happening with this club for the last 3 seasons has been nothing but negativity, bro. We got to change that and convert this shit into wins.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cesar. I think that if we're going to be spending money on guys that we really don't know if they're going to be valuable or not, you might as well give time to the kids. And he mentions the Maites and the Gil Diaz. Nah, I get that, man. I get that. And oftentimes, you have a highly professionalized scouting department. And you got to think that if you acquire a player, this player has been scouted a minimum of 4 games. Some of them live games. And how do you, as a scout, don't recognize that this player is not going to be good? So I don't know. It shocks me sometimes. So I don't know, man.
One thing that pissed me off about the whole player acquisition this past off season was when you go out and you spend 7 and 9. And I don't brag on the guy as much as you guys. I don't think he's as bad as players some of you guys do think. But when you acquire somebody, you pay $7.5 million for a guy like Meite, right? And then he comes into your club. And you know what? I've praised JJ for a lot. I've also knocked him for a lot. But this is definitely one of the things I will knock JJ on. And if I ever get the chance to speak to him, I'll touch maker. So I ask questions.
Yeah.
And I'll ask him, like, I don't understand how you say, okay, go get me this player. In this case, happens to be Meite, but you can use that for Laza. You can use it for a lot of other players, right? In different years and different teams, you can use this everywhere, right? I just don't understand how a coach okays a transaction, okays an acquisition, and then when they arrive, you never play them.
Yeah.
What the like?
And that's what confuses me.
What JJ, what
This
the hell
guy
are you doing?
has had to have been scouted a minimum of 4 games.
Yeah, I don't
I'm just
understand.
saying without even knowing what the process is like. A minimum of 4 games, a lot of video, definitely live games. You have to know what this guy's made of.
How do you say yes to something and then realize, or I don't know,
sorry,
and then come
scratch
to the
that.
conclusion that, oh yeah, this is not what I want.
Scratch that.
This is not championship manager. Oh yeah, let's just go. Let's bring it back to the last save.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely. I hope that Benfica,
Yeah, I think
Roger Schmidt and
yeah.
Ricost and everybody, they do a better job of recognizing.
Cesar is saying that Gouveia and Balo are ready for the second choices of the first squad. And here's the thing, right? Who do I don't know if it was Famalicão, but everybody was, because Rafa was hurt. Everton was serving a suspension against Famalicão. Everybody thought that now all of a sudden these kids are going to get a call up.
Mm-hmm.
Umaru was definitely a guy on everybody's radar, and he never gets the call. But Gouveia, I agree with you. Gouveia and Balo will most likely be.
So hold on. So you got
preseason
Gouveia and Balo. You got 7 kids from the U19. You got Paulo
not
Bernardo.
7 kids.
So next year he's gonna have 15 kids under 22.
No, I would think that I think Moreira maybe makes it to preseason camp.
I don't doubt that these guys will be a preseason camp.
Tomás Araújo, Henrique Araújo definitely make it.
So that's 2 more.
And then Gouveia and Embalo definitely make it.
So that's 6. Plus Bernardo.
Preseason camp.
Plus
Bernardo's already part of the team.
No, but still, it doesn't matter. Still a young kid.
Yeah.
So you're going to have like 8, 9 I doubt it. I 100% seriously doubt it.
We started the season with like 30 guys.
It doesn't matter. Those guys are there. They're there on paper, but they're not going to be part of the main squad.
Look, I
have a hard time believing that Benfica is going to dress 8 kids. I'm telling you, they're not going to do it.
They might have a preseason camp and then not make the first cut.
Bro, I made it to a Benfica preseason camp a couple years ago. That doesn't mean anything, bro.
José Araújo says Meite is not that bad.
He's not that bad. Look, he hasn't fit in for some reason. He
just plays at William Carvalho's pace.
And William Carvalho's Portuguese national team started to this day. Olha aí, campeões da Europa.
And Copa del Rey winner.
Oh yeah, he just won it recently. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, look, just to put a
bro, you know what boggles my mind is I see all these lists. People naming players that need to leave, need to be sold. You need to pay people to take. And yet I don't see João Mario on any of these lists. I don't get it.
Well, we just signed João Mario to a
Who gives
deal.
a shit? You're
going to get rid of João. I think that João Mario is going to be a good utility player. I don't think he's going to be a starter, especially for the Benfica that I envision.
You're going to bring that dead guy, comes off the bench when you're winning to aguentar resultado before you know you're 2-2?
No, I think that
he's got to go.
I think that if JJ wasn't at Benfica, João Mario would have never came to Benfica.
I'm sorry?
If JJ wasn't at Benfica, we wouldn't have gone and gotten João Mario.
I tend to agree. I agree. But he's here. And he needs to find a way to
I think that
he's not going to stop off.
I think João Mario's he has something that he could give to this team.
He had something to give to Inter Milan. He did it. He had something to give to West Ham. He did it. He had something to give to whomever. He did it.
He had a very
good
to
Russia
start of the season.
Good 5 games.
All right, 6.5.
All right, give me the half. Let's meet in the middle. 6. Come on, dude. Come on. He's got to go. That's a guy that nobody.
He's making a pretty penny too.
They love you. You guys love to poo-poo all over my guy Tarap. And João Mario gets Tarap at least was free. He got it for free. And he gets poo-pooed on. João Mario, bum at like nobody says a word about this guy. I just
I think Joe Mari could give a lot to this squad. I don't think he'll be
Same.
an undisputed
Yeah,
starter.
He could $7 million. Get out. I don't.
So
I'm
anyway,
sorry.
look, it's great for Benfica to get the recognition. It's great for Benfica to be in the upper echelon of youth programs as Benfica has been. When you show up at 4 finals in 8 editions of this competition, the academy is something that you need to take into consideration.
But you know what's even better than that?
What is?
Success on the main club.
Yeah,
the real.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. So there's talent there, obviously. But like I said, we have to be very careful in the way we introduce and promote these kids.
So you got both the Araújo.
Já não contas mais, não contas mais.
Not happening.
Yeah, look, Tomás Araújo has already been with it. He's already played with the team this year. That's a center back. Henrique Araújo has already played with the main team. That's the forward.
Yes. Yeah, that dude. I like him. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something about Henrique Araújo.
They said he's the best Madeirense player da atualidade.
I'm gonna tell you this. It might surprise you, probably take off a lot of people. But you give me the option. Him or Gonzalo Ramos, I take him.
I'm with you. I'll take him over Gonzalo Ramos.
We're gonna get banned. Yo, it's a good thing that Elon Musk bought Twitter because we're not gonna get banned for it because they block us. We're gonna get banned.
Yeah. Boris is saying Jean Mario's JJ's biggest mistake for sure.
Yeah, where's Boris from?
Boris,
Sweden.
where are you from?
Sweden.
Oh yeah,
he's Swedish. Yeah, I think he's from Sweden.
Yeah. Look, I think that João Mario might don't forget Maite was an express request by JJ. He gave away Tinu's minutes for Maite. Looking back now, and I know it's very easy to look back now.
Red LeBaron is here. Sheik Marcelino's back.
Would you have, knowing what you know about Maite, would you have kept Tino on the squad and not gotten Maite?
I think the easy answer is yes, but I think JJ would have used Florentino the way he used Maite. You just would have saved $7.5 million. Honestly, but I think you would have still used them the same way. Because again, I like Florentino. I like him, but apparently the guy has a hard time playing everywhere else he goes. So, there's got to be something about his game that's not adding up. And yes, he's tremendous on the defensive side of the guy. He's got tentacles all over the place. But unfortunately, in today's football, you need to be able to put passes together. You need to be able to go forward. That's today's modernized football. Back in the days, you would have been the perfect center. Like Feja. Feja today no trabalhava.
Por quê?
Because he doesn't have anything going forward. Feja was tremendous tank, a stopper, a guy that interrupt the passing lanes, interrupt the other teams, control the game, the other team's transitions, yada, yada, yada. The guy was perfect, a perfect player for that Benfica at the time. In today's football, where it's more about, how do I put it? You see more and more, especially like forwards is still a little bit different. But from the midfield and the defensive side, you see more and more players that are, that are
not one trick ponies.
They're not one trick ponies. Guys
they have to do more.
Look at our Alexander Arnold. He came up. He came up as a 10 in the Liverpool system, and he's playing right back. Right, and he's tremendous. You have a lot of these guys. Like nowadays, there's guys.
You can't just be your destroyer.
It doesn't work no more. Yeah. You need to have something. In Florentino, it's like same thing. A guy that a lot of the Benfiquistas absolutely loved, right? Which was the Greek man.
I know. Samaris.
Right? But there's a reason why he kept losing importance on the team. Because he's another guy that was very limited going forward. And so, bro, you have to be well-rounded. In Florentino, I'm afraid there's something missing. And I like him. I like
Yeah.
him a lot. And there's there's actually people that have questioned his drive. If it's stupid to even mention, but they since he got married that he lost his drive and yada yada yada. Such like that home cooking ain't the same, brother.
Yep.
Don't hit the same.
Nah,
But
yeah, Red Baron makes a good point, and that's something that we've mentioned here. Everything was planned well until Luis Vieira stopped the project and to bring in JJ because
you
he
agree
needed
with
to
that?
win.
What was playing well?
No, I thought that we were
We were in
getting
shambles. We had Nelson Verissimo.
we
That was our coach. What was so planned well?
we were getting. Look, I think that Laj got hard done, and
He got
somebody's
done.
already mentioned that here. That
Okay.
how many of us hope?
Yeah,
that
looking back, we
still
wish
had
we
Laj.
wish he would have stayed. Yes, I agree
Um,
with you. But he didn't. And he failed. He had a miserable second half of the year and he got fired. And Verissimo came in. And so, I mean, I'm sorry, Red Baron, but what the hell was planned so well?
No,
I mean, look at it. We went from the year before, and I keep cutting you off, Alfredo, but I'm sorry. My memory starts kicking in. What was so planned? What was planned? That was so we go from winning the three, not the three, the quatro, como é que chama o penta, o three, whatever. We had a chance to win the penta.
Quatro.
We won the quatro. We got rid of the
The
players.
tetra.
The treta. Yeah, we sold like we said ever before. Everton, Smithu, right?
Yeah.
We didn't reinforce the squad. So, and that was
Yeah.
then Vitória gets fired, gets replaced by Laj, and Miracle Season turns it around. Then he gets fired. So what the hell? I mean, Red
No,
Baron, what the hell?
I think that Red Baron is referring back to from the time JJ left the first time, right? That Rui Vitória took over. There was a lot of kids that were promoted. And granted, we've had this discussion here many times. It was out of need. But out of that need, you need to have players that were ready. Ederson, Lindelof, Renato Sanches, Smith. All those guys came up and it was more of a promotion of youth than we had seen over JJ's years. So maybe that's what he's referring to, and I understand what he's saying. But I agree with
Well,
you.
you call it playing well. I call it weakening the squad because you started weaving in like all of a sudden we start going from made players to a bunch of players on the roster like Tomas Tavares, like we did, guys that you were promoting it, but the team they were not like. So to me, you're weakening the squad.
It was.
So don't tell me anything about being
when
playing.
Laj took over and he promoted all those kids was too much. But I thought that Rui Vitória.
No, those Laj. It wasn't on the Laj that they promoted. It was in the Vitória. Laj took those kids and actually
when he took over, he brought like 6 players from the B team.
He didn't bring them, Alfredo. That's just I said. What he did is he gave him an opportunity, gave him play because João Felix was already there. He had scored in August.
João Felix was there.
He was going to go to Maritimo at Vitória stayed. So he started playing Florentino. He started playing. Jota didn't play. He started playing Florentino. Really the guys that he played, the young guys that he played, and really took him to the next level. Ruben Dias was already playing. Ferro was already playing somewhat, right? The guys that he really gave time to and took him to the next level. I mean, let's call it as João Felix was it. João Felix took that to the next level.
Yeah,
and he made everything work.
Yeah, but and sometimes it's good to use João Felix as an example, but you got to look at a player of João Felix's talent, man. That's just something that doesn't come around every year. But yeah, there was a lot of young players that were promoted after JJ left, which was the direction in which we want to go to. But then we abused it. We promoted way too many players. I mean, the Tavares kids. There's no doubt in my mind that they have talent, but they just weren't ready.
Promote the Tavares kids. You picking up Carcelas. You picking up the other guy, the little guy, midget. He became number 7. No. Well, Serbi, but the other guy, he was from Arabia's, and we sent him back to Arabia's. Oh my God! Come on, guys, help me out on Twitter.
The Brazilian guy?
Yeah, Caio
Lucas,
whatever his name, bro. We started picking up guys like we went from getting Nico Gaitans to getting Carcelas, and Carcela was a nice little decent player.
Yeah.
But that's what we started doing, bro. All of a sudden, Jetson had a first good run. Then all of a sudden, he started taking. Jetson was actually all right with Lodge.
Yeah.
That's another guy that did all right with Lodge.
All right, let's
There's some guys, man.
let's start heading over here to the final stretch. Maritimo is up this weekend, Saturday, 5 p.m. local at Estádio dos Barreiros in Funchal. Statements already been put out by Maritimo telling fans do not wear Benfica gear
Really?
if you're going to be sitting in the main stand.
Why? Why do they do this? Why do these clubs?
It's
do this?
ridiculous.
If I'm Benfica, I don't care what player they got. I'm never buying a player from them again. I'm never helping
with you,
this.
man.
I mean, like,
They already
that
announced.
is- that is
Aside
just-
from the ticket prices of being 30 euros, from what I understand, for non-socios of Maritimo, if you're sitting in the main stand, so not the section that's reserved for Benfica fans,
I get it.
you can't wear
That's
any
asinine.
Benfica.
And in today's
gear.
world, that should not be accepted anywhere,
No.
bro.
No.
How do you tell people what to wear, what not to wear?
That's a Nazi thing if I've ever
That just
seen one.
I'm telling you, if I'm Benfica, I'm never helping that team out again.
No, I mean, but
All these teams
you
that
know
do
how many,
this to
how many
Benfica,
teams do that?
and if I'm Benfica, I'm never buying players from them again.
Buying or loaning.
Buying or loaning. I'm never helping out because a lot of times if you could go pick up a player that we've seen under the other clown, that will never wear, and then he takes a picture with them in a suit, and that's how we know they're never going to play for the club. But you buy a player for $3 million, which to Benfica is nothing, but to these teams, it's 3 years.
And
worth
that's
of
the
their
other thing.
finances. I'm never. Do you want to do that? I'm never.
But
doing
the
that
other
again.
thing is that fans, and we know that there's a big contingency of a big contingent of Benfica fans in Madeira. Fans should revolt, and they should make it a point, because anytime these teams, the times that Benfica goes and plays at the stadiums is when they
Make their
basically make their
Their
yearly
money. Yes.
money.
Yes.
So Benfica fans, what they should do is say, "Oh, you want to do that? All right, F you. I'm not going to go to the game. We're not going to the game. Let the seats be empty. If
Exactly.
that's what you want to
Yeah,
do."
but the problem is you got a lot of Benfiquistas that get their one opportunity a year to watch the team come.
Exactly, because they don't travel to the mainland.
Sheikh Maslino mentions this right now. He says Benfica gear is like an SS uniform now or something. Shaking my head, which I agree. This should not be accepted in today. I mean, it should not be. Wear whatever the fuck you want.
No, I agree.
If I'm Benfica, I'm taking notes. Every club that does this. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I agree.
Bro,
I agree.
look, it's not like they're buying a lot of domestic players anyway over the last couple of years. So fuck it. I'll just be like, I'm not buying. Suffer. I'm serious. Benfica's bailed out clubs over and over and over and over the years with these bullshit purchases. A lot of times we might think that, it's bullshit. We never into that guy's never going to be, but there's reasons behind it. They're actually helping out clubs. Believe me, I'm not trying to act like Benfica's Mother Teresa here. But that's actually happened. And bro, I would take notes. I would not help out any of these clubs.
No, and when did a sport that's the sport of the people, that's by far the most popular sport in the whole wide world, become something of a segregation, where it's almost like man to the right, women to the left? It's so ridiculous, man. The one thing that makes me happy when I see it is when there's two fans wearing different colors sitting next to each other, enjoying each other's companionship and enjoying the game by themselves, sharing a moment as friends, regardless of who they support. And when clubs segregate fans or enforce the fact that fans can't express themselves by wearing the other team's colors, that is just asinine.
It's totally
That is
unacceptable.
ridiculous.
It's unacceptable.
Ridiculous. But again, it's
The
their
league,
stadium.
The league should step in. They should say
I
it's a
understand.
joke. And again, as you said before, this is where they make their monies off these games against Porto, Benfica, and Sporting. If I'm Benfiquistas, I'm taking notes and I'm saying, yo, I'm going to go support the club at the airport, do what I got to do, yada, yada, yada. And then I'm not stepping foot in your stadium. And then let their, but I don't know. I don't even know, man. It's just-
But it has to come. It has to come. If the league is not capable of doing
Well,
something,
Benfica should
it
make a
has to
statement.
come from the fans.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Benfica could say, "Hey, we encourage our fans not to go if the prices are going to be that, and if you're going to be treated like that, where you
But
can't express
the prices, I don't even mind. I understand. I know a lot of people
30
complain.
euros.
I don't.
Vai comer.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If 30 euros is a lot to you, and you
30 euros. It's a lot,
It
man.
is, but if 30 euros is the difference between you eating or not, if I committed, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that people that are going and paying 30 euros because they can afford it. Now, I don't mind. I'm being serious. It's kind of like called price gouging, right? But I get it. Like this is the one opportunity where they can make a lot. So I'm not even going to kill the club for doing it. I'm more in a disbelief that they're actually making this dress code of formality. They're actually demanding that. That to me is where because the price guy, it is what it is. Just like you and I, if we got a product and it's good and there's a ton of attention and we're going to sell it, that's fine. I don't even mind that. I don't mind that. The thing that I mind, and again, all these Portuguese fans complain, you don't have to go to the game. Nobody's forcing you to go to the game. If you want to go to the game for $5, oh well, then go to a game for $30. You're not going to go. That's fine. They're within their right to price whatever they want.
Right.
So, but
I just think
enforcing a dress code, that to me is unacceptable.
Yeah, no, it's just something. Maritimo is currently in 7th place. They really can't go anywhere else on the table. They're too far from Europe. And Benfica also same thing. You know, they really can't go anywhere.
Yeah, they could. They go to 4th.
They go to if they lose the rest of the games. 7-1 in the first round. And as we mentioned, Porto can clinch with the win and Sporting lost.
Did we do a prognostication the last?
No,
we didn't.
We didn't.
Good, because we all probably would have gotten it wrong.
Yeah, I think we were. I think we were kind of high on the Sporting game still.
I would have said 0.
Let me see. I don't think we did because I didn't write it down, so we didn't. But what do you feel in this Maritime game?
My prediction?
Yeah.
2-1, 3-1.
3-1 Benfica.
Obviously.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Benfica.
You stole my.
Well, how do I steal it?
Is my boy Tarap playing? Probably not. 2-1.
Everton's back. Rafa's not back.
Creating a midfield. That's my fear.
And that's
I
the
just
thing
want another
against
win. That's it.
Famalicão. As hard as of a time that we're having, there was no move made by Veríssimo early enough to put Tarap in the game because Tarap could have provided the spark on the offense.
Tarap's been discarded, bro. Honestly, that's it. Não tem mais nada para jogar. That's it. He's not playing again for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I don't think he's playing again.
I think he'll play.
I don't think he's playing again.
I think he'll play.
Okay.
But maybe, the future is Paulo Bernardo, so let's give the minutes to Paulo Bernardo.
Good luck.
I thought Gonçalo Ramos had a fucking horrible game against Famalicão. Probably the worst game that I've seen him play for Benfica. Very, very bad. Could not make a pass. Cannot get a run right. It was just awful.
Simo saying 3-1. He's trying to be like me. Cesar saying 3-0. For Benfica, Boris 1-1. Boris saying André Almeida was scoring the last minute.
Boris is saying that Benfica need
one more win. Yeah, that's what I said to you before when you said they can't go anywhere. And I said, yeah, they could.
Yeah, the difference to Braga is 9, and there's 9 points to compete for.
They don't really need one more win. They just don't need Braga to win every game also. Yes. Boris said Almeida scored an own goal for the equalizer.
Fuck.
But yeah, I mean,
I'll be honest,
does
man.
Neto get a game?
I'm Martinet.
No. The backup goalie.
The backup goalie?
Helton? I said Net. Why the hell did I say Net?
I don't know. I said Net.
What else? Helton Net? No, late.
Late.
Yeah, late. Yeah, exactly.
No Helton, no Svilar.
3-1. 3-1 for who? Maritimo or Benfica? Because are you doing it backwards?
I'm with you.
Cesar says 0-3. So that's the correct way.
Yeah.
The first.
Cesar's right.
I don't know.
We should have said 1-3 and 1-2.
Yeah, I know.
Also,
I say
1-3.
Yeah, but José Araújo, como é que é, pá? Is it 3-1 or 1-3?
He's gonna say 1-3.
No sé, pá. Maybe it's Madeirense.
Oh, good call.
Oh, 1-3. He did say 1-3.
Yeah, no, 1-3.
All right. Well,
yeah, man.
It's been fun. It's been better than talking about the boring football.
We can't wait for this season to be over, man. It's just been very told.
It's not even about waiting for it to be. I'm just excited. I'm anxious to see. My anxiety is to see what it is that we put together for next season.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I agree with you. I hope not to be disappointed. I'm feeling good about the coach appointment, even though it's not official. But I'm feeling good about the decision that's been made. And again, look, if it wasn't something that was already firm, both the club and the coach would have denied it. And there hasn't been an official denial. I think the club did say there hasn't been a contract signed with Roger Schmidt, which is the truth. You can have an agreement and not have pen on paper, especially when the guy's still finishing a season. But maybe there's already an agreement. I don't know. Boris saying, I wish I could spend some time in Madeira. Would be awesome.
that makes
I've never been there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking to one of these days to visit Madeira and the Azores Islands. I know that Cristiano is not welcome.
In Azores, no. Azores, there's a big picture of me with the do not enter symbol
I
over.
think you're gonna have to go to the Portuguese kids and ask for their permission to enter Azores.
Those guys are too cool for us.
They're too cool for us.
Yeah, I think we asked them like 8 years ago
They're
to come on.
Sportingistas. That's why.
So what? They like making money. They like being famous, right?
Hey, you don't pay. You're not gonna pay them.
No, but I'm saying by coming out and getting recognition.
They're in Union in a couple of weeks, I think.
Union, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Where Union?
The PAC, the Performing Arts Center in the Union.
There's a performing arts center in Union.
I didn't know that either, but I saw their poster.
Maybe they fucked up.
I
Maybe
don't
they
know.
meant Newark.
The New Jersey PAC is a little bit too fancy for them. They've done Sport Club Português.
Yeah, but what pack? There's a pack in Union.
It could be an old abandoned theater. Maybe where they're going to be at.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those guys, if they want to get publicity, come on a Benfica podcast. It's free publicity. But
Yeah.
whatever, that's cool. We don't want anybody that want to come with us anyway. So.
Yeah. Speaking of coming on, big shout out to Gonçalves and Continue. They got Isaías.
That's right.
Isaías on their show just this past week, a couple days ago, I think. Well, yesterday.
Yeah, big
So
Michael.
kudos to them.
Michael and the boys, man. Good job.
Making moves.
Yeah, phenomenal. Isaías.
What else?
That's it.
That's it, man.
We gotta go.
We gotta go. Freddy's, it was a pleasure being with you guys and seeing you guys type and be interactive.
Timo said I'm invited to Sur, so that's
Timo, yeah. If Timo could give you the key to the city.
He's asking how much do you miss Pizzi? This is from Jose Rouge. A whole lot.
Holy cow, man.
He's not even playing at Bashaki.
Dude, if he's not playing there and he wants to play for Benfica, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
I hope we just send him to Braga.
Why?
We'll send him to Braga.
No, send him to Poland. I don't want him in Braga. When he's on.
No, we'll get Musrati from Braga. Maybe we'll include him in the Musrati deal.
Pizzi, Gonçalves, Chiquinho. They're still mad at us for sending them Chiquinho.
They let Chiquinho go halfway through the season.
Remember when people actually clamoring, Chiquinho should play over top. Oh my God!
Holy cow!
I know. You say like there was a Chiquinho fan club.
Well, vamos embora.
Anybody should play over top.
Take care, everyone.
Hey.
Think it is? Okay.
I touch this. You don't touch this. I do it. Peace out, everybody. Thank you.